To hear the full episode, become a patron at patreon.com/deathpanelpod.
He is completely bought into the idea that the system as it exists is the only way it's ever going to be. And when we allow those people to set the terms for the conversation for what ethical, balanced care, whatever the fuck, I mean, what does that even mean? Balance in healthcare? Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is. It's complete bullshit. It's similar to me to the idea that like, well, the solution lies somewhere in the middle. Like we can't have the extremes of the right or left. The solution lies somewhere in the middle. Most people are very sensible. We just have to find the middle ground. And that's fucking nonsense.
And when it comes to health provisioning in the United States, balance is not the issue that we're trying to solve for. It's needs which must be provisioned for, care which must be delivered, and a system that is selectively invested in and selectively divested in such that that need compounds in an incredibly dangerous way. So it's not about balance, it's about provisioning, and it's about saying that person's need fucking matters, and it's our job to make sure that everybody's needs are met and we're giving all people care. It's not about balancing the good care out among everyone else. It's about being realistic about what are our care needs and how do we best meet them, right? Like this whole idea of like, oh, we can finally achieve like the perfect balance in health finance by reducing costs and making sure that we, eliminate people from the face of the earth. And then, once we only have everybody who's healthy and deserving, we'll have the perfect population and costs will be down and healthcare will be beautiful. And it's like our needs are never going to get cheaper. We're never going to get, more able-bodied than we are today. These are things that we know, right? And instead of seeking to balance the kind of rapacious extraction, right? And, what this guy's saying is like that would be a kind of economic and health justice goal to balance that rapaciousness, make it a little more cuddly. Or we could say we have a fucking need that needs to be met that we are not providing for. And we say that we provide for our healthcare needs in this country, and we do not. We have a completely separate system that is a kind of cash system of care financed by the insurance industry, and it is all about the making of markets, not about care delivery. And, part of what guys like this do is they try and hide that in their rhetoric, and they try and make it seem like you couldn't fundamentally disrupt these kinds of injustices. You cannot make them right because they are being applied to people who kind of deserve what they're getting in some sense.
Right. He even says in the book, and I think I quote him in this in the piece, that like he admits, I don't think I quote, oh, no, I have it here. Sorry. So he says, quote, healthcare remains linked to the question of worthiness. But that's what's so frustrating about this book is that he can identify, or he seems at least to identify, a lot of the major pathologies of the system, but he's not about trying to like counter them or trying to say, yeah, and that's fucking unacceptable, because how can I look any of my patients in the eye and tell any of them they're not worthy of it? I think they're worthy because I took care of them and I, value them as people, right? Like, so it's very frustrating to see that he can admit these things, that healthcare is linked to worthiness, but he's not ready to like throw out the idea entirely,
Absolutely. And it kind of ties into this thing that you bring into the piece, which is like, he kind of warns of like there being like a moral hazard to giving people the care that they need. Can you unpack that for a bit and like walk through what his argument is? Because I'm sure listeners are like, what did he say?
Yeah. So I'm going to turn to the book now. Okay. So this is on page 64. And I'm just going to read this extended quote. And it's like the other quotes that we've read. I mean, I feel like it kind of it gets a little all over the place, but okay. So he says, quote, in insurance theory, this is known as moral hazard. If insurance is paying and I am paying little or nothing out of pocket, why not get the next test, whether it's truly necessary or not? We encounter this idea in other parts of life. Whenever we ladle an extra helping of butter chicken onto our plates at our favorite all-you-can-eat non-vegetarian Indian restaurant,
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. Sorry, keep going.
We're engaging in moral hazard. It doesn't matter if I end up eating it or not. Each visit to the buffet communicates. Someone else is paying so you can take what you want. Some economists argue that moral hazard doesn't really exist, that people consume healthcare only when they absolutely need to, and certainly not like butter chicken. But evidence suggests that the more insurance people have, the more healthcare they utilize. This includes visits to the emergency room. Consider if it costs you the same to receive a cast on your hand at an urgent care center and at your primary care doctor's office, but the cast can be placed immediately at the urgent care center, whereas you'd have to wait a week for the appointment at the PCP, which would you select? Most would select the fastest service in the urgent care center. End quote. And then he has a footnote. One argument in favor of universal health insurance coverage has been that it would decrease ER visits by giving patients access to primary care, who would solve health problems before they rose to the level of acquiring an emergency room. This idea has been proven false. People consume what's given to them. End quote.
What?
Yep.
He said what?
Yeah. He compared giving universal health care to taking an extra serving at a buffet that you're not going to eat.
To hear the full episode, become a patron at patreon.com/deathpanelpod. You'll get access to this and the rest of our catalog of patron-only episodes, and be the first to get a new patron episode every Monday when it drops. With love, the Death Panel.